Hello, 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 beautiful people. Patricia Neely here. Hope everyone is having a good evening. Hope everyone had a good start to their week. It's always hectic to get started, but you could change a negative into a positive and move forward with it. And that would actually allow your week to be in positive flow versus um, you know, there be any negativity that affects it. So I wanted to kind of give some tips and six different methods that I wanted to share with you on things that you have to implement. So there has to be some steps you have to implement to have success and achieve what you need to achieve in your week so that it goes right and you're still on the path that you need to be to getting achieving your goal at a certain point. So I wanted to kind of go through that. I think these will be very helpful to you. They're helpful to me. As I put together my posts, I kind of learn as well. So it's a learning experience for me, and there's things that I've um, will execute from here too because again, I always have the mindset I don't know everything. I'm always open to learning. And if you have that mindset that, you don't know everything and you are open to learning new stuff and learning new, I call them golden nuggets, um, then you're in the right spot because that means you're keeping yourself humble and you're always listening for any new things that you don't have or you haven't implemented as of yet to implement in your business, and that would allow it to continue to grow because we don't know everything. And to be honest, if you have a mindset like that, if you stay humble that way, you will get far. It's important to be that way and sit at a person's feet who knows more than you and just listen. Just feed off of what they're saying, write down what's important and what you feel you can implement in your business and take it and implement it. And then you just keep doing that. You just keep, as you hear new things from those that have achieved what you're in process of achieving, which is growing a business, then at that point you're able to take, that information, implement it, and continue to grow your business. Because Rome wasn't built in one day. So it does take time to grow a business. I've learned that because you want things to happen, the next day. Doesn't work that way. It takes time. You got to implement things. And if it doesn't work the first time, you got to do it again and again. And you have to keep implementing until you start seeing results because it doesn't happen the first time usually. And I've learned that the hard way because you want things to work a certain way and you want them what's in your plan. It's not what's gonna happen. So we could have a whole agenda how we want things to work, but not it's not necessarily gonna happen that way. So just be humble, flow with things, continue to do your part for your business, but allow things to work the way. Just do your part and things will fall into place. Um, that's my motivational speaking for you today. But I just wanted to go through these six methods, and it's important to write these down. I've learned this too is that, we can hear this. I usually take snapshots when I'm on webinars, but it's nothing like writing things down. Once you write things down, you reiterate it to yourself, and it plays in your mind that that's something that, you have to implement. So it kind of reaffirms it. So it's important to write these down. You may not implement all these methods, and that's okay. I don't implement everything I hear because I'm at a different level in growing my business. So there may be things that I already achieved and, I've overcome in building a business. And there may be things that I have not achieved yet, but I will be implementing when I get to that point. So again, I always say it takes time to build. And every time I want to have everything flow and happen, you know, yesterday, I always remember Rome wasn't built in one day and it takes steps and you have to go grow with your business. So I've learned that it's important to make sure you um, stay focused. Don't let things discourage you and distract you. I'm human. I get distracted by and discouraged by some things. They don't go the way I want them to go. But you got to keep pushing forward and you have to continue to stay focused. Okay, that didn't happen the way I wanted to. It didn't happen, this week, but it's in place to happen possibly the end of next week. So stay focused. If you can add something new to what you're doing, then that's a plus. So that means that you're progressing and you're growing your business. So here's 6 things that you can implement this week, which is it'll keep you on the right path. And one of them is, to me, is um, obvious. You have to set goals. So you should set goals. Um, I would say set goals. Don't set too many goals because again, you have 5 days out of the week. I work 7 days out of my week on my business because it's my baby, so it's important to me, and I feel like I need to implement something every day. I need to be doing personal development. I need to be on webinars. I need to be focused. So again, to me, it's important to implement something or do something each day to get closer and closer to getting to your goal of what you want to achieve within your business. So the first thing is set goals, write them down. Don't keep them in your head, write them down. Write them on a paper. You take a copy paper and just write them down on a paper. As simple as that. I have a notebook that I write my things down on. I write them in my notepad on my iPhone, so you can write it on your iPhone. In the notepad, I'm sure Samsung, I'm not familiar with the Galaxy, but I'm sure they have a notepad on there too. Um, you could do that. I know there's several apps that you can use too, which I'm not too familiar with, but I like to keep it simple. I'm a type of person that, you know, we could get fancy or we could just go back to the, you know, basics and take a pen and paper and write it down and take notes and do it that way so that you have it and keep it in a folder. And that's where you keep all your notes at. Um, so first thing is write some goals down that you want to achieve and that, you be realistic with yourself. You want to achieve these goals, but are you going to be able to achieve them in a week? There's certain things that you can achieve in a week because it takes more time. There's not there's been so much time in a day that you're not going to be able to achieve these goals the way you would want to. And for me, I want to do things right. So sometimes I want to get things done, fast, but because I want it done. But again, I think about, do I want it done right and with time, or do I want it done quick and it looks cheap and sloppy? You have to think about that. It's important to think about that because you're representing anything you do, you're representing your business. So you'll want to put out things that are, professional, that look proper, that are neat. It's important to do that. Things will become a flow after a while, but it does take some things take time. So as long as you have the mindset to know that things do take time, you'll be okay. So number one is write down the goals. Write them down, pen and paper. Um, don't keep them in here. Write them down. So that's number one. Number two is make a commitment to a spouse, friend, or family member to hold you accountable. So, this doesn't only pertain to running a business. So let's say you're trying to lose this amount of weight, or you're trying to get back into the gym, and you're saying, okay, I'm gonna go these 3 days out of the week. I'm gonna go to 3 classes throughout of the week in the gym, and I'm gonna make sure that food that it's junk food. You stop eating junk food. Um, you want somebody to hold you accountable, and that's the tough part. But you want to have someone that holds you accountable, and what they will do is you're telling them, reiterating this to them. Hey, I want to let you know this is what I want to do. These are goals I have set. I want to achieve this. I want to go to the gym 3 times a week, and I want to stay consistent. And if you see that I'm not staying consistent with it, let me know and remind me that I made these goals and I want to do this. Or with your business, I want to set these goals, and I'm saying I want to do this, and I want to make sure that my business grows in the next 3 to 6 months to a certain amount. So you're committing yourself to saying, I'm going to commit myself for these 3 to 6 months to make sure that I'm going every day onto a webinar for personal development. I'm listening to someone speak. I'm on a call, the call that I can, learn from. I'm speaking to customers. I'm speaking to a certain amount of customers a day. And you want to be consistent with that too, because they do say it takes 21 days to make something a habit. So you have it consistently, you're consistently doing it. You do it consistently for 21 days, it becomes a habit. So if you could do that and stay consistent, be strict with yourself. I don't want to do it. I'm not in the mood to do it, but I'm going to do it. So that is one thing. Have someone hold you accountable. It's important, because that means you're going to keep it. You don't want to feel like, oh, I quit and I wasn't consistent what I was doing. It's important to stay consistent, because consistency, you see results. And I know so many gurus say it. Consistency, consistency, consistency. You will see results. So I want to reiterate that. Make sure you have someone, you write down the goals, number one. Number two, you have someone hold you accountable. Number three is you overcome any fears or obstacles that are preventing you from reaching your end point, and you work harder. So there's going to be with building a business, with keeping, being consistent on eating healthy, with getting back into the gym, with anything that you're setting your mind to. So, speaking to more clients. So, with that, there's always obstacles. There's always going to be something that comes up at the time that you were supposed to go to the gym. But, if you go to the gym at 7 o'clock and something came up that time and you can't go, but you really know you're supposed to go, you got to work through it. So you kind of have to work around it. If you're supposed to go to the gym that day, this is where the planning comes in. And you usually go at 7 p.m. at night, but there's something that's conflicting there. So you plan ahead, and you go. There's a lot of gyms that open in the morning. You go in the morning instead, or with your business. If there's something that's taking that time slot that you're supposed to be speaking to customers or prospective customers, then you move that to earlier. So you still are staying consistent with it, you're just changing the time slot. So I actually have a book that I have. I went back to Vino Fashion and I don't have it in here with me now, but I have an appointment book. I went to Staples and I purchased an actual appointment book. And what I've been doing is this one actually has the actual full calendar, but then it also has the pages you can write in the times. And I'm putting in what I'm doing for my times so that I'm keeping myself accountable, because you get distracted on social media. I could spend plenty of time on social media scrolling, and then you look at the time and it's like, whoa, again, you have to set timers. So what I do is when I'm working on something and I'm, working on my blog post, or I'm working on, I'm supposed to be talking to a customer, or I'm working with someone on my team, um, I keep time, because again, you have to make time to work on your business and time to work in the business. It's important to have a balance in life, along with balancing your family life and your duties at home. It's important to have balance in life. And it's tough to do when you're building a business because it takes a lot of your time, but you do have to have a balance. So it's important to kind of set that for yourself. And what I try to do now is I have a calendar. So I make sure I have down, speak to customers, make my calls, get back to people, work on my social media, work on my blog posts. It's important to have set times so it keeps you on the right path. It keeps you on a schedule. So that's important. So you work through it. It's tough. It's not easy. There's not enough hours in the day. Not finish some things on your schedule. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Um, you'll get through it. What I do is I overlap it to my next day. So I try to work a little faster my next day, but I want to get at least what I didn't finish my overlap into this day. So sounds like a lot, but you have to work through it. You got to work hard. You want to get to a point that you have that freedom, that time freedom, and you're working for your business, so you have to be able to work hard. You got to do it. It's not easy, but it's possible. There's so many people that have done it, and they've been successful. It just takes work. And I think what people don't really see is they see so many gurus that have worked so much on being healthy and shape, they're models, or they have a business that they're running that's doing great now. They don't see what that person has to go through to get to the point they're at now. So everyone's gone through struggles, everyone's had sleepless nights. It's important to work through it. You'll get there. You gotta put in the work. It's important. So we did 3. Set your goals, make a commitment to a family member, friend, spouse, to keep you accountable. Number 3 is overcoming your fears and obstacles and working hard and pushing through. Number 4 is you gotta relax and get re-energized and avoid a mental breakdown. So we work in a business. You can get into what I call information overload, which means your brain is like, give me a second to chill. And you have to take some time to say, okay, I'm going to take this hour. That's why sometimes I just leave the computer, walk away, and I say, okay, I'm gonna just get away from here for an hour, get my mind together, get my thoughts together, just relax, get my head together, and then I go back into it. So it's important to take rest. You got to get your mind together. Some people will work straight through 4 to 5 days, and they'll take Saturday as a rest, or they take Sunday as a rest. It's important to have a mental break. Yes, your brain as a business owner, or doing whatever task that you're trying to achieve or goals, you're always thinking about what you have to do, or what you have to do in your house, and other things you have to do, errands you have to run. It's important to um, take a mental break. That's why so many people say it's important to take a vacation. Vacations are important and are needed because your body needs rest. And while you're still in that zone and you're not resting, your brain is still going. So it's important to take rest, to get some rest, and then get re-energized. You're on reload, and then you're ready to go back in, and that at that point, I think you work better. Anyone would work better because you've had time to think of new ideas, and your mind's resting versus everything going on all at once. So that's number 4. That was relax and get re-energized to avoid a mental breakdown. Number 5, get inspired by including personal development in your plan. Listen to motivational gurus that have struggled and are now successful. This will give you that push you need when you are feeling defeated. So, again, I do this too. I get to a point that I'm feeling like this is a lot. It's a lot to want to build so much and then handle, everything else that you have to handle in daily life. You have to. And I learned this, and honestly, it's helped me. You have to do personal development because what that's doing, it's motivating you. People are talking about their story and how they struggled, and honestly, 99% of the time, you're going through the same struggle. And what's happening is that by you hearing them struggle, that gives you that fuel to continue going because it's like, oh, okay, you know what? They've been in my shoes before. I have to continue pushing through because I know, it's possible. They did it. I could do it. I could do this. I could do this. I could do this. You got to coach yourself on. It's like if you're in a boxing match or at a game, you have to amp yourself up. You have teammates amping you up. But this is where the motivational gurus, the personal development comes in, that they're basically, cheering you on in a way because they're giving you their story, and that's getting you amped up and ready to go and saying, all right, I could do this. I got this. I'm going to do this. So it's important to do that. It's important to listen to people who've had success, and you learn things and say, wow, they're making my life a little easier because I'm hearing what they're saying, and I've never heard of these companies. I've never heard of doing this way. I never heard of how to do that. I didn't know that you didn't have to spend that much money to do this. They didn't spend that much money. They're not, I mean, in our mind, we think they're spending thousands of dollars on marketing and all that, but they're really not. They really didn't in the beginning. Again, because any business owner, until they get to a certain level and have 6 or 7 figures, they're not spending that much on marketing because again, they have to live, they have to maintain their household, and they also have to, um, build a business. So whatever they have for marketing may not be much, but it doesn't take much, and that's what they share, and that's important. So the 5th one is very, very important. Make sure you do personal development. You need to be motivated. You need to be inspired. You need to be uplifted. It's important. When building a business, you need to be uplifted. When following a new, setting a goal to get back into the gym, you need someone to push you. You need someone to say, come on, you got this, you got this. You say you're going to do this, you got it. Do it. When trying to lose weight, it's not easy. So many people will say, it's not working. It's not working for me. What do I do? It's not working. You have to stay consistent. I don't know how much to say that, because honestly, if I didn't stay consistent, I would be in the same boat that I was 2 years ago. And it's important to stay consistent. And again, you may not see results the first 2 weeks, but just keep in mind that you did not gain the weight in 2 weeks. It took you a year or so or more to gain the weight. So you have to understand your body has to get into a mode that it needs to, burn the fat and to lose the weight. So it's this topic is for so many different aspects of life. There's so many different ways you can implement this in your life. Um, if you're looking for a new job, I mean, you have to set these goals, or you're looking to decide whether you want to achieve your own start your own business, or, get another job. You have to set these goals because it's important for anything. So I think when I came across this and I started thinking of how this would be helpful, it's not only for one niche or one thing that someone's focusing on. You can implement this in your life. It's important to have a plan because it helps you balance in life. Very important. Um, not to hold you too long, but I have number 6, which is create a daily routine and a weekly schedule that will keep you on track. Having things in order keeps you calm, relaxed, and stress free, which will definitely keep you motivated. So, again, it's balance. If you have the balance in life, you'll have your daily routines that you do. There are things that come in, and that's where the obstacles and the things that come up in life um, will happen. It happens to everyone. We all live different lifestyles, and we all have things come up. Some have more than others, but you have to have a daily routine. And if you need to tweak it a bit, and you need to say, well, I go to the gym at 7 o'clock, but I can't go to the gym today at 7 o'clock because I have to do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to go at 10 a.m. or I'm going to go at 6 a.m. before I start my full day. So I achieve that. And I did achieve that in the day I wanted to. It's just at a different time. So again, it's important to do that, especially with fitness, especially with building a business. If you're doing personal development and you need to fit it in, you have to set a time. So set a webinar. I mean, you can go on YouTube. You can go on actually a guru's YouTube, and just listen to a video about them talking about what they did, and that's personal development. It's as simple as that. Um, so it's important. It's important to do. I thought it would be helpful for everyone because we all need some type of structure and we all need a balance in life. And I just thought it would help everyone in every aspect of their lives. So I hope you find this helpful. If you are watching this on the replay, please type in replay in the comments. You can also check out the blog, which includes the 6 steps if you want to refer back to them. You can watch this video again, but you can also go to patricianeely.com, and you can go on my blog. You can actually put your name and email and subscribe to my email list, and what'll happen is you'll get information that I send out via email. So I hope this was helpful. If you like to chat or have questions, you can actually, send me a private message, comment below here, or you can send me a message on the blog as well. So hope everyone has a good evening. Hope this was helpful. Tomorrow I'll be sharing some information. It's Clean Living Tuesday, so we'll talk about some good stuff there. And I hope everyone has a good night, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a good night. Take care. Bye.